Willie a récemment mené les Tigers à leur 6e championnat de la WHL dans l'histoire de la franchise, couronnant une séquence exceptionnelle au cours de laquelle l'équipe a remporté 26 de ses 28 derniers matchs. Vétéran de 14 saisons dans la WHL, il a accumulé plus de 500 victoires en saison régulière et plus de 80 en séries, en plus de décrocher 3 titres de ligue. En dehors de la WHL, Willie a entraîné au plus haut niveau, notamment comme entraîneur-chef des Canucks de Vancouver, dans la LNH et de l'équipe canadienne avec laquelle il a remporté la médaille de bronze olympique en 2018. Sitting next to Joel is Willie Desjardins, general manager and head coach of the Medicine Hat Tigers. Desjardins recently guided the Tigers to their 6th WHL championship in franchise history, capping off an extraordinary run that saw the team win 26 of its final 28 games. A veteran of 14 WHL seasons, Willie has surpassed 500 regular season wins and 80 playoff victories, while capturing 3 league titles. Beyond the WHL, Desjardins has coached at the highest levels of the game, including as head coach of the NHL's Vancouver Canucks and Team Canada, whom he won an Olympic bronze medal in 2018. À la date de Willie se trouve Dale Hunter, président et entraîneur-chef des Knights de London, champion de l'OHL. Derrière le banc depuis 2001, Dale a mené les Knights à 5 titres de l'OHL et 2 conquêtes de la Coupe Memorial, la plus récente en 2016. Cette saison, il est devenu seulement le 2e entraîneur de l'histoire de la LCH à atteindre le cap des 1000 victoires en carrière, rejoignant Brian Kilray. Au cours de la saison 2024-2025, il a dirigé London vers une 2e championnat consécutif de l'OHL, une 2e participation de suite à la Coupe Memorial. L'équipe a également remporté 55 matchs cette saison, son plus haut totaux depuis 2004 et 2005. Il a connu des saisons consécutives de 100 points pour la première fois en 10 ans. To the right of Willie is Dale Hunter, president and head coach of the OHL champion London Knights. Behind the bench since 2001, Dale has led the Knights to 5 OHL titles and 2 Memorial Cups, the most recent of which came in 2016. This season, Dale became just the 2nd coach in CHL history to reach 100 career wins, joining Brian Kilray. Over the 24-25 campaign, he guided London to a 2nd straight OHL championship and Memorial Cup berth. The club also earned 55 wins this season, their highest total since 2004-2005, and they registered back-to-back 100-point seasons for the first time in over a decade. Assis à côté de Dale se trouve Gardner McDougall, entraîneur-chef des Wildcats de Moncton. Lors de sa première saison, il a mené Moncton à son 3e championnat de la LHMQ, affichant un impressionnant dossier de 53-9-2 et 0 et un pourcentage de points de 0,844, le 8e meilleur de l'histoire de la LHMQ. Avant Moncton, McDougall a passé 24 saisons avec les Reds de l'Université de Nouveau-Brunswick, remportant 9 sites U-Sport, dont une saison parfaite en 2023-2024. Sur la scène internationale, il a dirigé le Canada vers l'or au championnat mondial masculin des moins de 18 ans en 2024. McDougall a également remporté la Coupe Memorial en 2022 en tant qu'entraîneur-chef des Sea Dogs de St. John, sa seule autre participation au tournoi. Sitting next to Dale is Gardner McDougall, head coach of the Moncton Wildcats. In his first season, he led Moncton to its 3rd QMJHL championship, posting a dominant 53-9-2-0 record and a .844 point percentage, the 8th best in QMJHL history. Before Moncton, McDougall spent 24 seasons with the University of New Brunswick Reds, winning 9 U Sports titles, including an undefeated 23-24 season. Internationally, he coached Canada to gold at the 2024 IIHF Men's U18 World Championship. McDougall has also won the Memorial Cup in 22 as head coach of the St. John Sea Dogs, his only other tournament appearance. Maintenant, je vous demande de vous limiter à une question et une question de relance pour débuter. On pourra ensuite revenir à la fin s'il nous reste du temps. Les entraîneurs seront disponibles après les entraînements à travers la semaine pour du contenu plus détaillé. Si vous êtes en ligne sur Zoom, veuillez simplement lever la main dans le Zoom et nous viendrons vers vous après que nous avons pris les questions dans la salle. The coaches are now ready for your questions. I'm asking you to just limit yourself to a question and one follow-up to begin. And if we have enough time, we'll be sure to come back to you at the end of the press conference. The coaches also will obviously be available over the course of the week after every practice for feature purposes. If you're watching the presser through Zoom, please just raise your hand on the call and we'll make sure that we come to you after we've taken our questions in the room to receive your questions. And so with that, I'd like to start with questions, and then James, why don't you start us off?
James Tubb, Medicine News. Willie, it's your third time here. Just the excitement to be back at the Memorial Cup and for this team to get this experience.
Yeah, we're super excited to get back to this, to the Cup. It's a real honor to be able to come here and represent the Western Hockey League. It's going to be an exciting tournament for sure. I've watched film on the other teams and how well coached they are. So it'll be exciting for us. And, we're here to try to make a good show.
11 years since the WHL team has won, Willie. How much of a factor is that for you guys, or a source of motivation?
It is big motivation. We've sent some really good teams to the Cup before, like really, really good teams. And we haven't had the success we wanted for sure. So, when I watch these teams, I know I can see why we haven't had success. These teams are really good teams. So, the only thing we can do is come and work hard and play our best and see what happens.
Question pour Joël. Comment vous avez géré les derniers jours? Là? Vous avez géré la déception puis aussi la préparation pour un tournoi important qui s'en venait. Comment ça s'est passé maintenant?
Pour nous, ça a été de juste revenir à l'aréna. On a donné le mardi de congé à tous les joueurs. Mercredi, honnêtement, on était très content de voir que le moral des gars était très positif. Puis, on sait depuis jour 1 qu'on va être ici à Coupe Memorial. On a mis ça de côté pendant plusieurs mois. Puis, finalement, on est ici. Puis, les joueurs sont très contents d'avoir l'opportunité de continuer puis de compétitionner contre 3 excellentes équipes.
Vous commencez déjà contre Medicine Hat. Puis, le joueur probablement qui va faire attirer le plus les foules dans ce tournoi-là. Comment vous vous préparez à affronter un gars comme Gavin McKenna qui a dominé partout, il a joué depuis le début de sa carrière?
Je pense que n'importe quel entraîneur dirait la même chose. Ce genre de joueurs-là, tu ne peux pas les limiter à 100% dans leur occasion de marquer ou de créer offensivement. C'est sûr et certain que tu veux minimiser les qualités de chance qu'ils vont avoir. Je pense que les partisans sont très choyés d'avoir la qualité de joueurs qu'on va voir cette semaine dans les 10 prochains jours sur la glace. Je pense que les 4 équipes ont des talents là, extraordinaires. Le jeune McKenna, c'est sûr qu'on l'a tous déjà vu. Je l'avais côtoyé. Je l'avais vu jouer aux Jeux du Canada à l'époque, qui représentait sa province du Yukon. Il était très impressionnant. Donc, ça va être le fun là, de pouvoir compétitionner contre un gars comme lui.
Joël, tu te sens-tu un peu comme le New Kid on the Block avec les 3 gars à côté de toi?
Je sais pas ce que tu veux dire.
Hein?
Je sais pas ce que tu veux dire.
Non, mais peux-tu répondre un peu plus longtemps que ça?
Non, mais je pense, pour moi, c'est un honneur probablement d'être ici. On l'a mentionné tantôt, seulement ma 2e année entraîneur dans la Ligue, d'avoir l'opportunité de représenter notre ligue ici, de compétitionner contre des légendes du hockey canadien. Je pense que c'est toute une opportunité, puis on va en profiter au maximum.
Dernière question, Joël, je sais que les partisans se posent la question, ça va revenir inévitablement, je sais que c'est un peu de bonheur de la demander, mais ton gardien, est-ce que c'est choisi pour demain contre Medicine Hat?
Oui, c'est choisi.
Mais tu ne me le diras pas. Tu vas évidemment pas nous le dire.
Je vais le dire demain matin.
Ah ouais, sure. C'est bon, j'ai essayé, pareil.
Question for Coach Hunter. Your team was there last year in Memorial Cup. Is it a plus? Have you learned something in 2024 that you can apply in 2025 for your team?
Well, we got a lot of returning players, and they realize that it's a tough tournament. So they'll be ready for it. We lost with 20 seconds left, and that hurts, but that's how tough the tournament is to win.
A lot of people telling that you're the favorite team for that tournament. Is it adding some pressure or something?
No, they're all good teams, guys. To get this, to go through their leagues and then to win 4 rounds, it's tough. It's tough on the boys, and it's tough, and that's what's challenging about it. To be all here like this, they're all good teams. It's going to be about.
Joelle, Reagan Subban with TSN. I noticed the bracelet on your right hand. I wanted to know if it's a good luck charm or the story behind it.
Yeah, it's funny. Good eyes. No, it's just I got two little girls, they're 8 and 3, and last year, my first year here, I was here by myself, and obviously not an easy situation for a dad, and they both made me a little bracelet so I would remember them all the time. Fortunately, they're here with me this year. They moved the whole family, so it's been great to have their support, and always kept the little bracelet. Remind me of how lucky I am. Thank you.
Peux-tu répéter la réponse en
Oui,
français?
il n'y a pas de problème. On m'a demandé pour le bracelet. J'ai deux petites filles de 8 et 3 ans. Puis l'an dernier, je suis venu à Rimouski seul, pas de famille. Ça a été une situation qui n'était pas facile. Puis, les petites filles m'ont fait un beau bracelet avec leur nom dessus. Donc, on voulait être sûr. Elles voulaient être sûres que je ne les oublie pas. Comme de raison, c'était pas pour arriver, mais ça me rappelle comment que je suis chanceux là, d'avoir le support. Puis cette année, ils sont avec moi, là, avec ma conjointe.
I have a question for Dale and one for Gardner. Dale, 20 years ago, you beat Rimouski in the final in London. People here remember this a lot, and they maybe hope to have the chance to have a revenge. But can you? I know it's tough to compare, but that was voted, I think, the best ever team in the CHL. This team 20 years ago. Now you have a team this year coming back with 14 players from last year. Stats are almost the same, not as much. Do you feel it's a good team as it was in back 04-05?
In 04-05, there were some special players on that ice, and they're still playing. With Sid playing, and we had Corey Perry playing, and they were both special teams back then. I don't like to compare teams to each other. It's not fair, but they were good teams, and there's good teams here. So that's what I see. Both years have been really good.
Gardner, the difference coaching a team all year long to come to the Memorial Cup compares to coaching a team 5 weeks and come to the Memorial Cup.
First of all, I have some bracelets too. The difference between me and Joel, I got a bracelet from my 4-year-old granddaughter. It says Grandpa on it. We're already setting a record, I think, for the Memorial Cup. The oldest head coaching staff, and Joel's the young guy there. Before the question, Joel, in the final series, just compliments to him and his team. If you call major injuries shit fires, he had a lot of them. And I thought he did a masterful job with his team. He had injuries at every position. And for the fans that watched the 6 games, it helped both teams better. And I think he did a great job. These two guys on the left of me are both legends in the hockey world. And Willie obviously had a long time in the pro. Dale had a short stint in the NHL. I think he said he wore the same suit in Washington for every game. I was going to ask him if he had the same suit on today. In my former job, I relied on these guys a lot to get players, so I know how good their programs are. It goes back a few years with Willie. Dane Todd was my last recruit from him. But the last few years, we've got a lot of London Knights to UNB, so compliment to both of those guys. Your question, it was 39 days in St. John to get ready. I think we counted the 280 or 283 days to get ready for this. And I guess I'll go to the outcome. I hope I have the same result. But no, it's a process. And obviously, this is much harder. You go through it, as Dale mentioned, all these teams to go through the regular season and then to go through 4 rounds of playoffs. It's not easy. And that's why you see the celebrations of the 3 teams. Joel has the edge here, of course. His team, we're very, very close. So he has a lot going for his team here in this tournament. Plus, he's a hometown team. But there's a lot of similarities. Hockey players want to get better, and obviously, they all love to win.
Cami Kepke, Western Hockey League. Willie, 3rd time at Memorial Cup, but first in Quebec, first time outside of a WHL market. Does it add a little significance for you that there are still these new experiences for you at this level?
It does. I have to apologize to my relatives, I guess, in St. Jerome that I don't speak French. I should have paid a little bit more attention, I guess, in French class. But for me, it's really exciting to come out. And it is nice when you're familiar with everything. When it's your league, you're more familiar with it. This will be a new experience. But super excited about the challenge and, just looking forward to the opportunity.
We talk so much about player development within the WHL and the CHL, but how have you developed and changed as a coach since you were last here?
Well, that was a long time back. So I think I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit more patient, but hopefully I still have the same passion. But it's been a little bit of a road, but I've had lots of good experiences at other levels as well.
Dale, as you prepare for this, obviously everybody's doing lots of video, but do you still kind of lean on some contacts around the country as well? I know over the years preparing for this, sometimes you leaned on some contacts, still doing that as well when these guys were in their league finals?
Yeah, I think everybody has contacts. They watch video, and to get the film eyes or the players, because you don't see them all year, and you just see them now, and yeah, I use some of the guys around the league that I used to play with.
Gardner, what do you know about the London Knights?
Well, once we realized that we were in the final, and once we got the schedule, I went to our equipment manager, Chris McDonald. I asked them to get longer sticks and faster skates. Good news, they're arriving tomorrow.
Mr. McDougall, you had an ally in your last Memorial Cup, a lady. I was wondering if you found Lady Mo and bring her to Rimouski.
She'll be around. No question. I always say there's two ladies that make a difference. I was at the national championships in Halifax. There's 10,000 people there, and Sportsnet or TSN are interviewing before the game, and they said, "What's the secret of your success, coach? Your players seem to play their best when it counts the most." And I said, "Well, I come early to the rink. I look around the rink. I look for the lady." And they said, "What lady do you look for?" I said, "I look for Lady Luck." And I think you need Lady Luck first before you get Lady Mo, but they're both both will be around the rink, no doubt. And hopefully we're wearing the right uniform that she slides behind our bench some of the time.
Two questions, guys, here from NHL.com. La première est pour Joël Perreault. Joël, vous avez joué de longues séries, en plus d'avoir dû composer avec de nombreuses blessures ces dernières semaines. Comment trouves-tu que ton groupe a réagi à autant d'adversité?
Extrêmement bien, honnêtement. On était tout le staff, toute l'organisation était tellement fiers de la façon que nos joueurs ont été capables de continuer à compétitionner. Je veux dire, les blessures font partie du sport, puis chaque équipe a son lot de blessures ou de joueurs non disponibles. Pour nous, la profondeur de notre équipe a fait en sorte qu'on a continué à avoir du succès, puis le crédit revient aux joueurs, c'est sûr et certain.
Question for you, Willie. Can you talk about the impact of having Caden Lindstrom back in the lineup, and is he 100% right now?
Yeah, it's great to have him back. We got him late in the season, so I don't think he's up to full speed by any means. He missed a little bit in the final series. It wasn't his back; it was a different injury. So we're hoping that he'll be back and ready to go. He's an exciting player when he's healthy.
Another question for Willie. A lot of people here in Rimouski are looking forward to see Gavin McCann on the ice. What can they expect?
That's interesting. I ran into Brad Richards before, and I had Brad in Dallas. And Gavin does some things that Richards does too. Like he'll throw pucks on net when nobody thinks he's going to throw it there. Those guys just have a knack. And I don't know how they have that knack, but they have a knack of making something happen. But he's an exceptional player, sees the ice incredibly well, loves the game, loves to play. You don't always get guys like that. And I think the biggest thing for me, he had a really good opening series. I don't know how many points he had, but he had maybe 15 or maybe more. But when I asked him what his favorite memory was after the third round, he said it was Menigan's shutout in the first game. So he's a team player. He cheers for his teammates, and that's great to see.
And you touched it, but how emotional were these playoffs for your team with what happened to your goaltender's father?
Yeah, There was a lot of ups and downs. That was a real hard start because there's so many things going on. But it's an incredible family. The Mennigan family is incredible. And I think our guys rallied behind him. He led us, and we rallied behind him. So it was, it's a really difficult situation, and it was one you'll never want to go through again.
One for Gardner and Dale. What's it like to get to this point while working with your family?
I think it's our first year together in this role. I was very fortunate as a head coach to coach him as a player, and then that was those lifetime moments. They don't happen very, very often in the hockey world at a high level. And this year it's been extraordinary to see the growth of him and his role. And I think I mentioned when we first took the job together, I asked him, I said, listen, I think I can coach good players. You can find good players. And he's done an exceptional job finding lots of good players for us. And in Rimouski, it was, one of those, if you told me 13 months ago that this may be happening with your son, I don't know if even Hollywood could write that script. So, it's been truly blessed, and it has been a joy every day to work together.
Well, just like Gardner said, it's it's shows her age a bit, but it's always nice to work with your family, your son. It's again, they played for both of us, and then they coach with you. They pretty much know what you're thinking by now, and it makes it easy on the bench and in practice.
Willie, a similar question for you to win this year with Jason, have him on your coaching staff. How special has that been?
Yeah, it has been great. He's a really hard worker, does lots of good things. But I think like these guys said, when you win something, if you can share it with people that you're close to, it's even more special. Like just winning by yourself is never great. So having that opportunity to share, with him that moment was pretty special.
Question pour Joël. Après la 6e partie contre Moncton, tu avais déclaré c'est normal que les gars soient déçus, mais il faut tourner la page. Est-ce qu'on a le feeling que les gars ont tourné la page?
Oui, 100%. 100%. Puis, c'est le genre de choses qu'on dit à chaud, puis on espère que tout le monde va être capable vraiment de le faire. Puis, c'est pour ça la journée de congé du mardi. Puis, les gars, ils ont été ensemble. Puis, on a un groupe qui est extrêmement fort ensemble. Nos leaders sont extrêmement positifs. Puis, quand on est tous revenus à l'aréna hier ensemble, j'ai vraiment senti le désir de continuer, puis le désir d'aller en chercher plus. Ça part avec nos leaders, puis 100% qu'on est prêt pour ça.
Dernière question. La foule de Rimouski, jusqu'à quel point d'être chez soi, ça peut ajouter une pression supplémentaire, mais ça peut aussi amener une énergie différente. Comment on voit ça?
Ben moi, la pression, je l'ai dit depuis le début, on l'a accepté, ça fait longtemps, cette pression-là. On l'a senti, puis elle est là comme équipe hôtesse, c'est tout à fait normal. Puis on l'a eu tout au long des séries. Notre foule nous amène tellement d'énergie. On l'a vu dans tous les matchs de séries. On l'a vu en finale. On était 0-3 contre Moncton au match 4, puis la foule était plus que présente. On est revenu pour le match 6. C'est une foule extraordinaire. Il y avait du monde debout partout. C'est très positif d'avoir nos partisans derrière nous. Puis on va utiliser ça là, le plus possible à notre avantage.
Maintenant, je ne pense pas qu'on a des questions jusqu'à date sur Zoom, mais je veux juste m'assurer de donner la chance. Si vous voulez demander une question, I just want to make sure anybody on the Zoom, I don't believe we've seen any hands raised, but if you want to ask a question, please just raise your hand, levez ta main, and we'll make sure to get your question asked. Not seeing any. Okay. Well, we'll just do a photo op. So I'll just ask if possible, media that's sitting, we'll move the chairs. We'll get the coaches to stand by the trophy, and we'll get a photo opportunity before we get started. And just want to wish the best of luck to all 4 coaches and all 4 teams.